Sorry, this is a super janky setup I've got going on right now.
It's all good.
There we go.
Dude, is that a Yoda back there?
Fixed. Yeah, it's a baby Yoda, a 10-inch Funko Pop. I have like 140 of those.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
man. Yeah, it started off with me thinking they were stupid, and then I found one I liked, and the addiction started.
All right. Word. All right, so welcome YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching this from. We're back again today with another podcast, and I'm gonna introduce my guest. But first, guys, if you're watching this video, I don't do this so that we can talk about ourselves. It's not for us. We talk about ourselves all the time as musicians. It's literally what we do all day. So if you're watching this video, this is for you to get put on to new music, other than me. There's music right here in our backyard, right here in Dallas, whether it's McKinney, Allen, Plano, Garland. There's towns all over this place, and we got musicians that are really doing good music out here. And so anyway, that's why we do these things. So today, I have a guy that goes by SkyeGrey, right?
What's up? Yeah. He's totally kidding about all that. We're actually super conceited. All we do, we just love to talk about ourselves. So,
well, I mean, we promote ourselves as musicians a lot. We post about ourselves, and you know, when people ask us what we do, that's what we start talking about. So, well, cool, man. So, why SkyeGrey? Where does that come from?
Funny enough, I mean, I don't know. One day I kind of looked at myself writing music. I was like, dude, why are my songs sad most of the time? I have a lot of unreleased music that's just super sad. And I was listening to Panic at the Disco one day, and they have a song called Impossible Year. Somewhere in the beginning of the song, he says SkyeGrey, and I was like, dude, that sounds kind of cool as, you know, just an artist name, because I knew I wanted Sky something, and so it just kind of worked out that way, I guess.
Yeah, I think it fits you. I think it's a fitting name.
I appreciate it very much.
So
yeah,
go ahead.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying it's pretty cool though. It's weird because I've always been in bands, so taking on an artist name was just kind of weird for me, I guess.
Is that where music started for you? Was like band?
Yeah, I learned how to play guitar around like 13, 14, and then picked up bass sometime later, and I was playing bass for like metal bands. You know, I was in a instrumental prog band for a couple of years, and yeah, I kind of got out of that scene just because I just felt like it wasn't really for me, and then just completely changed up what I was doing, I guess.
Do you like the regular guitar more or the bass?
Oh, bass, man. I'm way better at it for one. And I find that I don't want to say you can be more creative with it, but you're almost forced to be more creative if you want to stand out as a bass player.
That makes sense. Do you know who Davey 504 is?
I do not, actually.
Davey 504 is this YouTube channel, and he is like...
Oh, wait. Oh, my God. I'm so stupid. Of course I know who he is. How can I be a bass player and not know who he is? I'm tripping. Long day.
Yeah. So for the viewers who don't know who he is, Davey 504 is like a YouTube god at playing the bass. He has an absurd amount of subscribers, and like, don't get me wrong, his videos are super entertaining, but it blows my mind how many subscribers he has. Dude,
yeah. I love his personality. When he started kind of doing more, just putting his personality rather than just playing bass, I was like, dude, this guy, I don't know what it is about this guy, but I just want to be his best friend.
Yeah, he's tight. Okay, so were you in like concert band in school, or were you in just a band?
I was in, so I learned how to play flute was my first instrument. I was not amazing at it at all, but that was in middle school. So I did that for like the first year of school. And then funny enough, I had zero interest in music, pretty much until I want to say I was, yeah, 13 or 14. Because I knew I always liked listening to music, and it kind of started when I'm sure this has happened for a good amount of musicians out there, but I picked up Guitar Hero one day, and it was at this church that I went to when I was a teenager. We all went mostly because of they had like a skate park and video games, and then whenever the whole service would start, they would herd us all in when we were all like, oh, we don't want to, we just want to hang out. But yeah, they had this big screen with Guitar Hero on it, and we would go back and forth and try to be better than each other. And I was just like, it'd be kind of cool to actually learn how to play guitar, so I just picked it up one day. And it just, yeah, then I started meeting up with my friends and, you know, playing in our garages and stuff really terribly, but you know, I guess you start somewhere, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Church is the reason I started playing guitar. I just really enjoyed, like, when we'd go on, you know, church camps or whatever, and whether it was people leading worship, like, or whatever. I'm not so involved in the church today, but yeah, so like that was kind of like, I even took guitar lessons at the church. Like that's where I learned how to play guitar originally. So
yeah.
I think music starts in places like that for a lot of people.
Yeah, it was kind of a mixture of the you know, the Guitar Hero thing, and then the
Right.
church had a band, like a rock band that they had play every single week, and that was pretty much my, like, the other 50% of the reason I would go, because I would watch the dudes up there and I thought it was super cool. They put on like a show, and that was awesome to me. So just, that's definitely has a lot to do with why I just started doing it.
Yeah. What was your favorite song on Guitar Hero?
Oh man. I'm trying to remember. I think this was Guitar Hero 3. It was Stricken by I'm so not getting the band in my head right now.
Is that Disturbed?
Yes,
yeah,
Disturbed. Yeah, that and Cliffs of Dover, man.
Dude, that's mine. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, Cliffs of Dover went so hard.
Yeah. And it was hard. If you got it on
dude,
expert, Cliffs of Dover was, oh.
I got to a point where I could get 100% on it, man.
No way.
I played that game religiously, not just at the church. I went and bought the game because I was like, this game is awesome. And I bought that one. I got Guitar Hero 5, man. It was
fifth one?
Dude, yeah. I mean, in my opinion, Guitar Hero 5 is probably the second best one. The music selection's really cool. They stole the whole rock band thing and were like, oh, here's drums and here's a singer, and but they got really creative with it.
Guitar Hero 2, man.
Guitar Hero 2, man. Yeah, that one was good. I definitely enjoyed that one as well.
Hell yeah. So I haven't heard you say anything about where singing started for you, and you're like quite a good singer. So what's up with that?
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, singing. So back in high school, or a little bit after I picked up guitar and bass, I would sing in my room just after school when nobody was home, really loudly and really terribly. And it was usually to bands like Attack Attack or the Bunny the Bear, you know, stuff like that. Because I was super into all that scene music. I still love it, but just, yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. And then, you know, I was in bands for a long time, and I started listening to people like Anderson .Paak, or Panic! At the Disco is a huge inspiration mostly for my trying to have a wide range, I guess. And, you know, just people like that. It's like, you know what? I kind of really like that, just being the literal voice of the music. So, I mean, just one day I was like, I guess I'll record some stuff. And yeah, that's just kind of how that happened. It was a lot of just screaming at the top of my lungs in my room as a teenager. And then growing up, I'd be in the car just doing it. you know. And then I guess just one day I grew some thick skin and was like, I'll sing in front of people and record it, whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, singing like anything is a skill, right? I think a lot of people are really, they hear themselves sing one time and they're like, never again. And it's like, okay, but you were 7 when that happened. And part of singing, don't get me wrong, there are people who are blessed with angelic voices and it's just not fair. But there are plenty of people, I'm one of them, who started off as a horrible singer. But just because I just did it so much, and nowadays, I get complimented a lot. But I've been through voice lessons and I was in choir for a long time. And it's a skill just like everything else.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've always wanted to get professional lessons. I still haven't to this day on anything, guitar, bass, singing, anything, man. I'd love to actually go get to learn from somebody who's actually good.
Okay, so that's interesting. So, because I've seen your Snapchats, I've seen your Instagram. You're obviously working with Logic Pro, right? Logic, is that what you're on?
No, I'm actually in FL Studio.
Oh, it's FL?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I use FL. That we talked about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so because this isn't like what we do, right? From singing to playing instruments to making beats. I don't know if you do that, but I'll ask you in a second. To recording yourself, to mixing that and mastering that, if you even know what that is and how to do that. Not you, but other people.
Yeah.
These are incredibly skillful things. Like I don't know if I'd call them hard, but the information is hard to find and it's really easy to do it poorly and do it wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot of not good advice out there. And you really first off, if you're not creative with it, I find if you're just kind of copying what other people are doing, you're not going to achieve a very good result. That goes with any kind of form of art, whether it be mixing, mastering, singing, playing guitar, painting, whatever. It's just I'll watch the occasional tutorial, but you really have to figure out first off a mixture of, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. I guess there is that you can be creative with it, but there's also you have to learn the rules before you can learn how to break them.
Yeah, I like that. I was gonna say that, like, there's a structure to music, and there's a structure to like what music got really big and popular, right? Like there's literally songwriting formulas that are taught in music school, like in college and stuff like that. Beyond that, there have been times, like I feel like Anderson .Paak, I do hear Anderson .Paak in you.
I appreciate it.
I feel like people like that sometimes break all the rules, and there's like, they just, but kind of like you said, they're not really able to know what rules can be broken until they know what they are.
Yeah. And some people do it very well. Anderson .Paak. I mean, even look at Post Malone, man. He was just, that's what made him huge. I don't even know where to go with this because I am super ADHD. So I will lose my, I'll lose my train of thought here and there.
That's all right. So, all right, bass guitar, regular guitar.
We're frozen. There we go.
Okay. Bass guitar, regular guitar, you sing. I'm sure you could probably pick up a flute and do something if you wanted to. Is there anything else you play or do?
If I tried. I mean, I like to think I can do percussion here and there. My best friend is a fantastic drummer. So usually if I need drumming advice, two of my best friends are just some of the most talented drummers I know on the planet. But usually I go to them if I need advice for that kind of stuff. But, I'm trying to pick up keys a little bit more. I know a few chords on keys, but that's been a monster I've been trying to tackle for a couple of years.
Yeah. Piano's a lot of keys. Okay. Yeah. So what are, I guess, like your music? So like I was even trying to, and not that this is always a good idea. It's, but anyway, so I kind of wanted to think of, okay, what genre is SkyeGrey? Like what kind of genre does he fit into? And I'm not sure I was able to come up with that. What kind of, if there was a genre that you fit into, or maybe some like descriptive words, like what do people expect when they come find your music? What could they expect?
Oh man, that's a good question. I've been trying to nail down what my genre is pretty much since I started SkyeGrey. Um, Before I go on this tangent I'm about to go on, I will answer your question because I will forget it. I would maybe I just try to call it pop, really, but usually I'll try to be like, oh, it's experimental pop. Oh, it's synth pop, if you can call it that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very atmospheric.
I appreciate. That's definitely what I go for. But yeah, the tangent I was going to go on is my sound's changed a lot because I started SkyeGrey back in 2017, something like that, after I left my last band, and it kind of first started off as like, if you've ever heard of Kawaii Future Bass, stuff like Divio or Sean Wasabi, yeah, stuff like that. And I would listen to a lot of Disclosure and stuff like that. And I also very much wanted to be Panic at the Disco. And I was like, wait a minute. I took a step back. It's like, I'm not going to go down that road. And then it went from that to being just very kind of dark, almost, what's the band I'm thinking of right now? They did Sweater Weather, The Neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, doing stuff like that. It took a lot of soul searching to kind of figure out what I wanted to be. And that's why it took me 3 years to finally drop something. And yeah, I dropped Cloud City earlier this year. And so I think I really found who I am as an artist and kind of just trying to build on it from there.
So that's perfect. So actually, was going to be my next question. So Cloud City, I really think it's a like when I go look at a new artist, it's pretty quick. It's pretty obvious to me, like very quickly, just how serious they're taking it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? What does the artwork look like? Is the project they released, is it a complete project, or is it scattered? You know, kind of what's going on here. The artwork for Cloud City is awesome. It's cool. It reminds me of like, yeah. It kind of reminds me of like Destiny, the video game, but also like Dragon Ball Z in a way.
Oh wow, yeah.
So I thought that was cool. And then the project is cohesive. All the songs, have a vibe to them. They're all unique, but they all kind of, you can tell they go together. So I guess talk to me about that project and what the message is behind it. Who did the artwork? Like who produced those tracks? And just talk to me about that.
Well, music wise, I produced everything on it. I had some help from a couple of friends. My friend Mickey, he makes really good dubstep. He's a fantastic artist and he works faster than I've ever seen anyone work. He helped me out with my song Cherries. A lot of the production on that song, I was like, dude, I really like the way this sounds. And I had the chord progression together. I had some just like a lot of the synths were really there, but it was super slow, kind of down tempo type stuff. And I took it to him. I was like, dude, help me out with this. And he turned it into a pop song. And I was like, dude, okay. He just like gave me a really strong structure for it. And then I took what he did and just really put it together. My friend Moody, I knew I wanted to collaborate with him. I produced some of his music. And I was just like, you know what, man, you would sound perfect on this. He came in and wrote his parts in like 5 minutes, dude. I was like, wow. I personally take forever to write vocals. That's the last thing that I work on. So yeah, there's that. As far as production goes, the artwork was a collaboration between my sister and I. She went to school for graphic design, and I went to her, and I was like, dude, because my family, we are super into Star Wars. There's a lot of Star Wars references in in that album. If you're really nerdy, you'll catch them.
Sweet.
I went to her. I was like, dude, because I'm SkyeGrey, I wanted something with clouds in it. And there's, from Star Wars, the city, Bespin, the planet Bespin, Cloud City. And so I was like, let's make something based on this, and kind of described to her what I wanted. And she gave me a template. I made some changes. She worked on it and just went back and forth. And that was the end product.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I'll have to show her this because I'm sure she'll appreciate the love
The
on
shout
the
out?
artwork. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. The EP, I know I talk a lot about kind of like two of the songs in particular, Pink and The Way I Love You, are definitely about struggling within a relationship, because I know that's kind of what I was dealing with at the time of writing the songs. And so just a lot of it's about that. You've got Cherries, which is just kind of about seeing somebody and just being like, dude, you're fucking awesome. And I don't know if this is PG or what, but I'm sure we can bleep.
Do it. No, it's
Hell yeah.
Freedom of speech, man.
Oh yeah. But yeah, just being like, dude, you're awesome. I love you and I want you to know it. And then I know I also touch on just kind of back when I was in my playing in a band days, when I was just like, dude, this is the life, man. But throughout writing Cloud City, another reason it took me so long to get to put together is because as artists, we tend to be like, oh no, day jobs, that's stupid. That's why you have starving artists, because you want to pour your time in and doing that. But I kind of went the opposite direction for a couple of years and was working, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. I became a weekend warrior. I was always stuck at work or home, man. And so I talk in my song right on Time. I talk about, just feeling trapped in that, and my support system is, being there for me, is essentially what that song's about. But I wrote it in a way where it sounds like I'm talking to like somebody I am dating or whatever.
Right.
I don't know why I did that, but that's just how it went.
Well, I think that adds a lot of extra meaning. I think those are the best songs when they can be interpreted differently. They mean different things to different people. And I really want to touch on something you said. Yeah. So what you said was great, because like right now I'm not working a job, and that's because of 2020. So I went ahead and decided that I have a chance now to get paid while being at home and dive in to this music, right? And that's what I've been doing. And that was the reason you were even able to meet me that Friday night, because I wasn't at a job. And so
I'm pretty sure I was not working that day too. Because I took a whole. Well, I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I can. So I work by contract, so I can just be like, "No, I don't feel like working today." So I tried to put myself in a position like that. While it does make it, harder to stay on my feet financially, it gives me that sense of, oh, I'm actually in control of my life, rather than this corporation being in control of my life.
And doing what you want to do.
Yeah. It's like I can keep a roof over my head and still have the freedom to work on, what I want to work on. But yeah, I believe that week that we met, I'm trying to think if that was the Friday or the Friday after I got back from California. But I remember I just kind of hopped on my motorcycle and was like, I'm gonna go ride into Deep Ellum and walk around. And yeah, that's just kind of how that happened.
Crazy how that works, right?
Yeah.
And I just, man, it bothers me, the kind of looks that I get sometimes when people ask, what do you do for work? What do you do for money, or this, that, and another? It's like, I do music. And it's like, they look at me as if they assume I'm making no money doing this. It's not about me. It's about artists. Like, artists make money doing this. We sell beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm producing an album for another lady. Her name's Jess. She's an awesome artist, and I get paid for every song that we complete with her.
Awesome.
And it's just like, I don't understand why people hear, oh, you're a full-time artist, you must not have nothing going on for yourself. It's like, huh?
Yeah. My best friend and I talk about this all the time, because he's also a musician. But we talk about how it's kind of where we live. We're in Texas, man. This is definitely a play. While we have a good music scene, Texas in general is kind of a place where people go to settle down, have their families, find their jobs, whatever. And, I find that that's probably a lot of why that happens. Cause I did the same thing when I was in LA. Oh, what do you do for work? Oh, I make music and sometimes I do apartment maintenance, that's what I do. And people were it was a lot more positive response that I would get being out there than I would out here.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say
that's a really good
everybody's like
perspective.
that, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a super good perspective. I hadn't thought about that at all, actually. And
Mm-hmm.
you're absolutely right, dude. The music scene in Dallas, especially the hip hop scene, is, I dare say, garbage.
It'd be like that, man. I mean, that's kind of how I feel about the pop scene. We've got some really talented pop artists out here, but there's not much of a scene for it. I mean, if you're in Dallas, the people that I would say benefit from it the most are, the hardcore scene and the metalcore scene and all that.
Now, also that being said, like, I don't want to offend anybody because there's a cool little music scene down in McKinney where I'm at. I'm not saying there isn't a music scene at all, but when, like, kind of like what you were saying, when you compare that to the likes of a lot of other places, it is the opportunity and just the vibe is not what it is in other places.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I was just in California and everybody and their uncle out there is an artist. And I made a lot of really interesting friends out there, and all they did was just, it feels a lot less competitive, that kind of scene that I got involved in while I was out there, and everybody kind of just really wants to support each other, I find. And I don't see as much of that out here, whereas it's more of the competition is more of a negative thing. And it's really interesting seeing how other music scenes, I guess, go about just other artists in general.
That was a lot how, like, I spent a lot of time, about 4 or 5 years of my life in the Austin area in San Marcos. And it's a lot like that, like you were talking about LA.
Yeah.
It
a lot
was
of people
like,
from LA are going there, actually.
Yeah, and dude, it's negative competition out here. And I see that when, like, I'll just give an example of how you approached me whenever I was doing my street performance. First of all, you waited till I was done rapping.
Yeah.
You didn't interrupt me. And
hey man, you're killing it.
I appreciate it, and it was just, you showed respect when you in it. What I'm saying is, it was easy for me to tell that, when you were like, hey man, if you want to collab or if you want to get to know each other and support each other, let me know. People say that all the freaking time, especially when I'm out there on the street doing my thing. And it's like, I reach out to them, they reach out to me maybe once, twice, and it's like, it just fizzles out immediately. And usually that interaction started with them trying to interrupt me and literally grab the microphone out of my hand. And it's like, that's not love, bro. That's not why we do this,
Yeah, I mean, that's almost just like, hey, look at me, I do what you do. I'm gonna just kind of put that in your face almost, rather than just being like, hey, I want to make actual genuine connections.
Yeah, big difference, man.
Yeah.
So all right, so we got Panic at the Disco. That was an interesting. So that's a band you really like, huh?
I do really like them. Weird enough, most people, love them for their old stuff, but I really, really love, especially his last 2 albums. They're just, oh man, they're so good.
I think Panic is great. I mean, I probably haven't listened to any of his or their new stuff. I definitely enjoy the, what song am I thinking of? The biggest song.
Oh, I Write Sins, Not Tragedies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a classic.
Yeah. Okay. Cool, man. So who are your? I guess you kind of already answered that question as well. I was gonna ask who are your biggest inspirations, but I feel like we kind of already covered that.
I mean, I kind of, I mean, when I was talking about it earlier, it was more so about just people who inspired me to change up my sound, I think. But as far as sound, definitely, I'm heavily inspired, first of all, by Post Malone. Post Malone is my dad, by the way. Hang on, I got him right here. You can see that.
Nice.
Yeah, funny enough, I have a Brendan Urie one up here actually, as well.
Oh wait, hang on. We lost you. Put it back up there.
Yeah, there we go. A little Brendan Urie up there.
Oh my goodness gracious, that's lit, dude.
But yeah, there's those guys. There's a band called Hon, HONNE. I think they're from the UK. They are really talented dudes. Lately I've been really inspired by Black Bear.
I love Black Bear, dude. He goes hard.
Yeah, man. One of my homies actually did guitar for his last album he dropped.
What?
Yeah. Dude, not to sit here and name drop, but what am I trying to say? Tim Henson from Polyphia. He did guitar on his song. Can't remember the name off the top of my head. Feel Too Much, I think, is the name of the song. Yeah, I found that out and I was like, dude, you got to be kidding me.
That's incredible, man. Yeah, my cousin and my brother and me, we like Black Bear a lot. I like his song Do Re Mi.
That song's really good. I think the one that really got me into him was Hot Girl Bummer.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course that's the one,
man. It's a bop,
yeah,
man.
It is. You can play it almost any time.
Yeah. But yeah, those guys, Joji, I love Joji.
Okay.
I was a huge fan of him.
Chainsmokers?
Chainsmokers. I did listen to them for a little bit, not too much, but they just write really solid songs.
Mm-hmm. People get so mad at Chainsmokers because they're working the formula. But it's like, why are you mad, dude? Their songs are so good.
Yeah, I mean, they found what works for them. Why not roll with it?
Yeah. All right.
It
so
just is what it is.
That's all my questions for you, man. Honestly, that was, I feel like we covered a lot in a lot of time there. Guys, this is my man Bryson, SkyeGrey. Really cool dude. His project is called Cloud City. And I'm gonna put your text right here so people know how to spell your name.
Sweet.
Cherries is my favorite song. The Way I Love You goes really hard as well. We're going to leave all of his information in the description, guys, and stuff like that. Please go check him out. Subscribe to his YouTube channel, like his videos, listen to him on Spotify, and look out for the Mutiny and SkyeGrey collaboration coming to you soon.
There you go. Yeah, I'm also working on a music video for The Way I Love You. I think we're filming in, week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that.
Sick.
And I think we're also about to get one done for Pink as well. But yeah.
All right. Well, SkyeGrey, I appreciate your time, man. I'll be reaching out to you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it, man.
Cool. All right, buddy.
I love you, girl, you're so amazing. If you run away, just know I'm chasing. Keep your eye on me, give me your attention. If you're not there, then something's missing. I love that vibe on you. The way you feel me too. You'll always hear me say, it's okay, it's okay. Everything's okay, everything's alright. I wanna feel your body while I'm learning how you vibe. We had a good day, now let's have a better night. You close to me, baby, but right now you out of sight. You a star of the movie, you deserve limelight. You put me out of space, can you teach me how to fly? I found you here, but I'm lost in your eyes. I'm grabbing on your waist and I'm rubbing on your thighs. Can you read me, girl, can you read me? Can you teach me something, can you teach me? I wanna slide on you, baby, can I pull up? Yeah, tell me, can I pull up? Yeah. Can you feel it now in the clouds where we're hanging? It feels like a dream, like we're young, like we're children. You don't even have to worry.